Now, many people dream of writing a successful book, but your chances of making it to the top are pretty slim. So back in July, when we helped launch a nationwide talent search to find the next great children's author, we were inundated with would-be J.K. Rowlings.
Yeah, Philip and I were on the judging panel for the contest known as the Wow Factor. And after many nights reading through the shortlist, we and all the other judges made our choice. And today, we will exclusively reveal the winner. It is Sarah Wray from Belfast.
Well done, Sarah. Now, before Sarah does her first ever TV interview, let's take a look at her rise to literary stardom.
My daily routine would be, first of all, the mad rush in the morning, getting the kids out to school. And then usually I would take my dog Daisy for a walk. And that's when I come up with some of my best plot ideas, when I'm walking the dog. On a good day, I'll stay at the computer and write until it's time to get the boys from school.
Yeah.
So I finished my first book and I sent it off to publishers. And before I heard anything back, I'd already started writing the next one. Then when rejections started coming in from publishers, I thought, well, never mind, this one's better and I'll keep going. Now, finally, good enough to get published. My family have been very supportive with me all along, even when we've been worried about not having enough money.
We're very excited and proud of her. She'll be famous around the world if it gets successful.
I could see that she was getting better all the time, so, if I saw that, there was no talent there and it was going nowhere, that might have been a bit more difficult.
My husband has never said you have to give up and get a real job. He's always said, we're struggling, but we can cope, and if you gave up now, you would always regret it, and keep trying. One of the things I've dreamed about over the years is going to have a meeting with my editor. So it's finally happened. I'm very excited about that.
Lovely to meet you, Sarah. Welcome to Favour.
All of the judges loved The Forbidden Room. When I read it, it felt very much like you'd been writing for years and years and years.
Anyway, congratulations.
Cheers.
And here is Sarah with fellow judge and children's book consultant Debbie Williams. Welcome, Sarah. Fantastic. Your heart must still be beating to know finally, after this dream you've been following has come true, and yet you nearly missed the opportunity to fill in the form.
Yes.
You went into the shop and...
Yes, I was in town with my daughter Rebecca, and we went into the bookshop. I was buying her a book, and she said, "Mom, look," she saw the poster for the Wow Factor competition. She said, "You should enter that," and there weren't any forms left sitting out, and I thought, oh, well, I maybe not bother. She said, "No, go and ask the man, So I went and asked the man, and I got a form, and I entered, so...
And there you go.
Yeah.
And what was it? Because it's such a terrific book. Great suspense. You went to university as a geneticist, didn't you? Yeah. So that creeps into the story. It's an important part of the story. It's wonderful sensitivity. A young girl going through disability and fostering, finding her friends, finding boyfriends, and at the same time this very strange thing going on in her life. But I read it when I thought, this is so sensitive, but you have no experience of sort of fostering or anything like that, or disabilities. No. So this is all just out of your head.
Well, I did a lot of research before I started writing into fostering. I have friends who are social workers, so I asked them, and into disability and...
Well, the book is called The Forbidden Room.
Yes.
You wanted to call it something else to start with?
Yes, the original title was to play the ocarina, but nobody knew what an ocarina was.
I didn't know what it was until I don't know
Right
where it is,
here,
actually. Where is
We've
it?
got the
Oh, it's
ocarinas.
disappeared now.
Oh, Tim's going to go
It doesn't
get them.
matter.
I'm sure all of you are
small
shouting. We
children
know
know
what
what
it
it was. Small musical instrument,
Yes, made of
and one of the characters in the story makes ocarinas as pottery. But what is it that works for you guys? Why did it work for you?
I think from the moment we picked it up, we just got really into it. It was so gripping. We really just wanted to know what happened next. To Jenny, the central character, we really just wanted to know what happened to her next. We couldn't believe that she hadn't really written a book before, because it just seemed that she was a natural writer. Absolutely fantastic. Pretty much all the judges were unanimous. They absolutely loved your book.
But although you had written lots before and had lots of rejections, lots of slips, you could have sent in any one of those, but you thought, no, I'll write another one.
Yes.
So there's a whole backlog of work that Sarah has, and I'm sure you'll be
Absolutely.
wanting to have a look at.
Yes, definitely.
Is it all children's work or some adult too?
The first thing that I wrote was a sort of a fantasy for adults, but it wasn't very good. And then I started writing for children, and I think that's more my niche.
So now the deal is that you win £1,000, but more importantly, you win the publishing deal.
Yes.
And so the book will be published when, do we think?
September next year it will be.
Okay.
What's the process? What will you do next?
Well, we'll be looking at changing the cover, doing the cover next, and I believe you've had some input already into that. And obviously we changed the title, and then we'll be putting it into every bookshop, every Waterstones
Does it need any
bookshop.
rewriting or changing from your point of view, or have you ended up
She'll
with
have to
something
do
that...
some rewrites on some things, but
That's
the
not
publishers
unusual.
no, that's very, very normal. In fact, normally you rewrite it about 4 or 5 times a book, as much as that. But with Sarah, she won't have to do that because they were very surprised at how completed it actually was.
Well, Sarah, well done. And it's a terrific book. I can't wait to see it. Having seen it inside, and I've saved my copy, you know, I thought, because
it'll be
J.K.
worth a
Rowling would worth a
fortune.
fortune.
Yes.
So,
Well, in
so
2
we can't
years'
wait to
time,
see
you'll
it.
have a house in the south of France and Beverly Hills.
Yeah,
and
you won't be
everything.
coming on programmes like this, that's for
Sarah,
sure.
congratulations and well done. And
Well
thank
done.
you very much
Terrific.
indeed.
It's been great. Still to come on today's show, Confessions of a